Hello everyone, this is Bryant with SFOT Source, your premier guide to Six Flags over Texas. It has been not quite 4 months, about 3.5 months since we've been back to Six Flags over Texas. We are here, and just to give you guys kind of an idea on the toll booth experience, I pulled up to the toll booths at about 10:50 a.m. I made a reservation online for 11 a.m. So they actually held us at the toll booth until 11 a.m., which makes a lot of sense. You don't want a lot of people funneling up to the front gate before it's their time to head into the park. And they scanned my reservation barcode that you get in the email once you make the reservation. And then they scanned my season pass. They asked me if everyone in the car had a mask, which we do. And they let us right in. Super simple. I was able to make a parking reservation as well. They let me into that parking area. Of course, if you've been paying attention online, they do have the parking lot socially distanced. So there are cones all around me. I'm going to show you here in just a second. It is quite rainy outside, so we're going to hold off going into the park. But very smooth process. Once you kind of understood what was going on and why they were holding us, not a big deal at all. So the next step is to actually walk up, have our temperature scanned. They do that contactlessly, if that's a word. You just walk through a tent and they scan your temperature. Then you walk through a security checkpoint that is touchless as well, and they scan you for any items that may be harmful, and then you're on your way. So I am going to show you all my mask real quick, because I know a lot of people that I know the mask thing, blah blah blah, it's going to be a thing for a while. So I did some research, found a mask that I thought was going to be more comfortable than some in the, Texas heat. So I'll show that to you right now. All right, so here's my mask. I bought this from a company called That Shirt Was Cash, and this is a company based in Austin. So this is a USA made product. This is antimicrobial, and it is made out of polyester and spandex, which means it should be pretty moisture wicking as well. The inside is white as opposed to the black, so that'll hopefully not hold heat when the sun does come out. And it also has a nose piece up here so you can form it around your nose. Like I said, this is made in the USA, if that is something that you would like to support. And also, anytime you purchase one of these masks, they do donate one. So really good setup all around. I've been really happy with these masks so far. And it is nice and rainy outside still, but you can see these cones that they have set up. Now they do ask you when you come in, do not move the cones, and obviously, don't move the cones, but you can kind of see what I was just talking about. Alright everyone, it has mostly stopped raining. You can see that this booth over where the tram drops you off is actually where you pick up a mask if you purchased it online. And then of course, just right up this way, this is where the temperature scan is, and they do have a queue over there that is socially distanced, so we will jump in. And once you come through the tent, you come through this touchless security area, and they are enforcing the mask situation very heavily. I have overheard them telling people to wear them properly a few times just in a matter of being here for about 5 minutes. And you can see right here at Guest Relations, they do have these social distancing markers. We got in super easy today. They do have the social distancing markers when you actually come in and have your pass scanned. And of course, if you visit our visit planner, there is some information about if you do have a disability that may prevent you from wearing a mask. You do have to address that with Guest Relations when you get here, but there are alternative options such as a face shield. We're over here at Silver Star Carousel and the Silver Star Carousel stage. I just wanted to show you all that the dancing fountains have been removed completely. That's interesting. Was not expecting to see that when I was coming back. You can see in the queue line here for Silver Star Carousel the social distancing markers. And then of course, just to kind of familiarize y'all with some of the other signage, they do have this up here. And just reminding you to stay 6 feet away from each other when you're in a queue line. Started sprinkling just a little bit, so we're trying to do a little camera protection, but I just wanted to show you all. Here are some more social distance markers at a food booth. We're at La Villa de Refrescos, You can also see they put plexiglass up in front of these serving windows to, you know, minimize that contact there. And there are several of these sanitization stations on the walls. You can see one right here at this restaurant, and then just right over at Casa de Six Flags, they have another one on the wall over there. Stopped in at Casa de Six Flags. I just wanted to show you all some of the masks that they have. These are all washable, and I don't see a price anywhere. I don't want to touch stuff that I'm not going to buy, but this is what they have for now. I do think more Six Flags branded stuff will be coming soon. Alright everyone, we just wanted to go through all of the new mobile ordering that's available. You see All American Cafe, Boomtown Dippin' Dots, Chop Six, Dry Hole Charlie's, Dusty Dan's, E.G. Sugar Waters, Flags Funnel Cakes, Granny's Grill, JB Smokehouse, Johnny Rockets, La Cantina, Ma Hunkles, Miss Abby's Ice Cream, Newman's Cafe, Pink Thing Dippin' Dots, Rancho de Pollo, Smith Street Ice Cream Parlor, The Spain Kiosk, Star Mall Kiosk, Aquaman Dippin' Dots, Bubba's Hot Dogs, Casa de Churros, Casa de las Banderas, the Coca-Cola Fill the Thrill Snack Station. Both of them, alright. Oh my goodness. So many places. Look at this. Wow. This is very extensive. What is the Tin Roof Tavern is the bar behind Macho Nacho. Wow. Alright, that's it. Pretty much all of your smaller stands and the main restaurants are covered now. Alright, so I went through that whole list and I counted 46 mobile dining available locations. So that's very impressive. I highly recommend y'all use the mobile ordering because it keeps everything touchless. You don't have to wait in a line. It's a lot easier to get your food and to stay social distance in that scenario. We made our way back over kind of to the entrance of the tower section, and this pad that was once Lone Star Theater and also the Haunted House Art of Torture during Fright Fest has been turned into a socially distanced seating area. And you can also see they have hand sanitizer stations on this back fence over here. And one thing that they're really pushing on the radio is the Do the Six. So I have documented this on our website, but I just want to show you so you're aware of what the Do the Six is. And that's wear your mask, wash your hands, cover your cough, keep your space, sanitize often, and of course have fun. So far it's been a very pleasant experience. We are not really getting to ride anything. The weather is still kind of bad, but it's been great to see all of the social distancing and sanitization efforts they're going through. And as we reported earlier last week, there are 11 mask break zones at this park. Here's an example of one. This is the gazebo across from Gold River Adventure, and this is what a sign looks like for the mask break zone, so you know where those are located. Alright, we utilized the mobile ordering and stopped over at Chop Six. I just wanted to give you guys kind of a look at how they've replaced a lot of tables with open space, and pretty much where Lone Star Theater used to be is where they moved the excess tables, so they are still available to use. When you do pick up food, just like we did, it does already come packaged just to help with the sanitization. They also hand you the silverware and the napkins and everything else. You don't actually get them yourselves. One interesting thing is that on the mobile app, I was actually able to add a free refill to my order. So it was super seamless. Obviously it didn't cost anything, and then boom, you just now get your refills in these disposable cups. They will not take your cup and refill it. You can still bring your cup into the park and put this in there, but I definitely like not having to carry the cup around. We finished eating, and unfortunately it's just pouring down rain again. I just wanted to show you more social distancing markers here at Chop Six. You've got a hand sanitizer station in front of this balloon game here in this section of the park. There's also 2 sanitization stations right outside the bathroom, and you should be able to see this, but they've also deactivated all the water fountains because obviously those are not sanitary during this time. However, you can just go up to a food booth and get a cup of water if you need water. All right, we've made our way in more into the tower section. We're down by Shockwave and Six Flags Speedway. Just wanted to show you another one of these mask relief zones, which is right here at the entrance of Music Mill Amphitheater. This is really well thought out. You can see that they've painted the ground, they've spaced out the benches so that you are 6 feet apart from each other, and there's multiple hand sanitizer stations. So another well thought out mask break zone. And we made our way to Superman Tower of Power. You can see that there is a 6 feet of distance marker there, and they've painted a lot of these permanent lines. So basically what I've gathered is yellow is for a waiting queue line, red is for a mask-free zone, and then the blue is a smoking area just like normal. You can also see tons of hand sanitizer stations everywhere, and they really have this whole situation on lock. And we made our way into Boomtown. You can see here in front of Runaway Mine Train you have another kind of yellow painted with the social distancing markers situation, and you can also see it over there at Mini Mine Train. They also have it at Gunslinger, so a very common theme with that. And right here in between Runaway Mine Train and Mini Mine Train you have another mask break zone. So very well noted. You can either go based off of the signs, or you also have the red outline like I've said. And of course, exit of Mini Mine Train and the entrance of Mini Mine Train both have hand sanitizer stations. So I feel very confident in what they've been doing out here for sure. And this is kind of the first time rides have actually started opening since we've been here. The weather's been very no fun, if that's the word. So they've got Mine Train loaded up and ready to go. It just started with the tails. Quite exciting, am I right?
Get ready for that too.
Exciting coaster action shots. And as y'all can see, they do leave empty rows in between different groups of riders. We're going to get a sweet action shot of Mini Mine Train here in a second. And there's one thing I want to point out on the train itself. They actually have the train marked with the social distancing markers so that you don't accidentally end up in the wrong row. I don't know how you could, but I guess anything is possible. And here they come. And you can, I guess you couldn't really see them here. Let me get, you can see on the back right there. This is tough. Everything's moving. Alright folks, it's time to do a construction update on Aquaman Power Wave. Last time we were here, the whole main structure was done, which you can see peeking up through the trees there. One of the other main things that have been completed since we've been here last is all of this concrete work that'll be kind of around where the splash takes place. And we'll get at a better angle as well. I just wanted to show y'all from this angle.
Cover your car.
From this angle, you can definitely see that concrete work a little bit better. You can also see that building in the background, which probably holds pumps and other electrical components. And here's a little bit better of an angle. You can see that they're honestly pretty far from being done with this concrete work down here that'll hold the water. Obviously, at some point, construction completely paused. It's not very surprising because of the pandemic. But yeah, there's not a station or anything, and we'll kind of get around to that point so you can see what I'm talking about. Here's a ground shot of where the station for Aquaman Power Wave will go. You can see that building structure back there, but like I said before, it does really look like they've just kind of completely stopped progress on this. Yeah, and you can see from this angle there's still a lot of work to go. I did want to mention, I do think that they're probably going to have trouble getting pieces over here. This ride, you know, is from overseas. They don't have the boat. It's probably not very easy to get it here during the pandemic. Just wanted to give you all that alternate angle of Aquaman Power Wave. You can see the hump there, but you can also see where this building has been constructed. It's very obvious from this angle. We're over here at Majestic Theater as we see Aquaman Power Wave peeking up over the horizon there. It's not really horizon, but here's the Diamond Elite Member Lounge. It does look like it is open and functioning, even though there's a sign that says it's closed. I'm sure they probably just forgot to remove that, but it's cool to see that this is still a feature. We've made our way into Gotham City, and one of the really nice things I'm noticing about the social distancing is instead of just blatantly blocking off or removing tables, they are attempting to kind of spread them out to other areas. Now obviously in the summer you're probably not going to want to sit at these tables in the heat, but they at least are available. So you can see down at Ma Hunkle's they have moved all of the covered seating out so that it is socially distanced. This is what I was kind of trying to show you at Mini Mine Train, but it was blazing right by. But here at Catwoman Whip you can see some of the rows do have the permanent blocked off stickers, so it's I feel like it's very self-explanatory where you should and shouldn't be sitting on certain attractions. I did want to point out there at Catwoman Whip, what they're doing is actually disinfecting the ride right now. You can see them spraying the solution down, and seems like they're doing this fairly often, maybe every 30 minutes or so. And then of course when he's done spraying, they will cycle the ride, let the disinfectant do its work and dry off, and then they will load guests. And over here at Riddler Revenge, they are very strategically placing people. They have an attendant on the other side kind of keeping track of what's going on, and then there's an attendant actually in the ride area that's guiding everyone to the appropriate seats. So a lot of attention to detail going on here to ensure that safety. And over here in the new Gotham City area near Harley Quinn's Spinsanity, you do have another mask break zone up against this fence, and you can see there is more boxed out areas with benches, and looking really good. This is a particularly big one. It can actually hold a lot of people. It does go kind of down that way a little ways. And down here by the exit of Mr. Freeze, they actually turned in this old locker covered area into a mask-free zone. So very nice. And then there goes Mr. Freeze zooming on by. We have this caricatures booth here in Boomtown. I just wanted to point out that they do have this boxed out for social distancing, so when people are having their photos drawn, you can watch from a safe distance. This is very smart. Did want to point out that the basketball game they were building in front of All American Cafe is complete and open. They just moved it across the pathway because it was here where this construction is. You can also see that lots of tables from All American Cafe have also been shifted out this way to promote that social distancing. I think one important thing to point out is that over here in Bugs Bunny Boomtown you have this big play area, this big jungle gym, and it is permanently blocked. I'm not going to say permanently, but it is substantially blocked off with a semi-permanent fence. So obviously with the way things are going with the pandemic, everyone touching common areas and being up in each other's face isn't the greatest idea. And just out of curiosity, we did come around the corner to the other side of the play area, and you can see they have this pretty permanent fencing going all the way around. So no playground, at least for a little while. Making our way through France, and you can see that a lot of the All-American Cafe tables have also been moved out here. So it's just kind of another, you know, hey, we didn't actually decrease seating, it's just more strategically placed and distanced. So it's just nice to see that there's not, you know, huge limitations on the seating. You just kind of got to find it. We made our way into the Old South section, and of course we noted this on our social media a few months ago, but just want to reiterate there are no summer shows here at Six Flags Over Texas this year. Primarily, I think, because of them using indoor venues. It's just a lot more difficult to control what's going on with social distancing and masks and things like that. So hopefully things will return in the near future. Over here in Old South, right in front of Heroes, the Heroes gift shop, you have another mask break zone under what was formerly lockers. So they are utilizing these old locker stations, and just like before, you have the red markings. It is a little interesting in here because social distancing isn't really a thing under this one, but you know, it's here. It exists. If you need a break from your mask, there are plenty of places. All right, everyone, that does it for this trip to Six Flags over Texas. It was so nice to be back in the park, and I think we'll be doing our intro and outro videos in the car for the foreseeable future so that I am not having to try to talk to you with a mask on. But the social distancing efforts, the sanitization efforts, everything is well thought here. The way you enter the park, I think Six Flags has put a lot of thought into it. It felt very safe here, and you know, this is going to be the new norm for a while. I'm not a scientist by any means, but I don't think we're at a spot where this is just going to go away overnight. So you just gotta kind of embrace it and take it in. You know, luckily the weather was very mild today, so there were no issues with the mask. It's definitely warmed up now. It's sunny outside, but you get on a ride, you get a nice, really good breeze through your mask. If you're wearing your mask properly, it does not fall off. And of course, they have all of the relief areas. There's a ton of them, so you don't have to have your mask on in the relief area. You just have to be responsible about it. And of course, when you're eating and drinking, you don't wear a mask. So there's definitely plenty of opportunity to get some air up under there, and I really didn't have any serious issues. It doesn't look like anyone else was having any serious issues, and guests around the park, they were pretty much, for the most part, following the rule. You know, there were some people who seemed to have a really hard time knowing how the concept works, but you know, there was also security walking around the park and kind of trying to maintain that. So the other awesome thing is the abundance of mobile ordering, and the fact that you can actually order a refill via mobile ordering. If you have a souvenir bottle, keep in mind they won't fill up your souvenir bottle. I didn't even bring mine. If you're just going to give me a disposable cup, I don't want to carry around another cup. I'll just drink it from that, dispose of that cup later. But it's up to you. You can bring your cup and pour the liquid into that reusable cup. That's totally up to you. I just loved not having to lug that thing around, because I already have the camera and everything else. So hopefully this video really kind of laid out what was going on. Like I said, we weren't here very long. We just really wanted to give you an update, and we'll have to come back in a few weeks to try and see how things are being upheld. But a lot of the markings and the line management and the zone management, it was permanent paint. So the stuff should be enforced pretty well. It shouldn't wear off. They shouldn't have a lot of maintenance issues with that. So if you're a little bit on the fence about coming out to the park, I think at least this opening weekend, it looks really good. It felt really safe. And it's also important to note that when you're outside, that also greatly reduces the risk of the transmission of this disease. So I didn't really go in too many places that were indoors. I didn't eat anywhere that was inside. I did go into a couple gift shops looking for the masks, but otherwise, you know, I wasn't really inside too much. If y'all have any questions about anything you saw or how they're handling one thing or another, maybe something I didn't show you, please feel free to ask in the comments below. We also have our visit planner at sfotsource.com, and I recommend y'all check that out. It really kind of lays out the guidelines and simplifies that for you. It also talks about the mask requirements, the mask relief zones, and all kinds of other stuff that they're doing around the park to ensure your safety. So I thank everybody for watching, and hopefully we'll see you soon at a theme park.